Elizabethan scholar Francis Yates places John Dee, Illuminatus extraordinaire, at the center of the formation of the Rosicrucian secret fraternity. This because of the references to Roscruz, or the dew of light, in his work. The dew of light is also a Kabbalistic image. Today we primarily know Dee as Kabbalist, alchemist, court astrologer to Queen Elizabeth, and E.T. Channeler, at least one of whom bore a close resemblance to a gray alien. That's from Chapter 11, Occult Espionage, in Saucers of the Illuminati by Jim Keith. Very excellent book. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. Two very quick things that I want to say. First, about the Fort Hood shooting and then the shooting in Orlando. I knew that Fort Hood would be twisted and spun into some sort of gross monstrosity, and it did not take much time for that to happen. But of course, even I was surprised by the turn in which it took, and you know, I don't want to make predictions because frequently I'm wrong, and I don't like to be wrong, so I just don't want to do it. Anyway, but I could see from this particular thing that if in fact the major who did the shooting in Fort Hood was in fact operating on a basis of so-called radical Islam, that this would only reinforce the so-called war on terror, and then therefore would serve as a justification for Obama's ratcheting up of the war in Afghanistan against the so-called Taliban and the nefarious Al-Qaeda, in fact created and controlled by the CIA. Same for the Taliban. So that's where I see that going. Radical Islam still a major problem, still the source of terrorism, and we have to go and hunt them down before they come here because now they are here and they're attacking us. You know, I could see that very clearly. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's where that's heading. So I was a little bit shocked on the Islamic extremist angle, but hey, you know, they like to use this shit to further their agendas. So, you know, whatever's there, they jump on it and run with it. So don't be surprised if this is used and cited by Obama when he makes his final decision in the coming days as far as how many people he's going to send to Afghanistan in the endless war that can never be won, that we should not be involved in, and all of our fucking troops should come home as of right the fuck now. Okay. The other thing is, in talking about healthcare, you know, in all of the talk that has led up to the point that we're at right now, a lot of people have had this idea that, from a populist perspective, that they're saying they don't want the government in charge, they don't want the government running things, they don't want the government deciding this, they don't want the government having control over this. They don't want everything to be like Medicare and Medicaid and all of these other programs that are nothing but social safety nets. Things were put in place to help people in this country who could not afford to do so for themselves. They were things that were done for the betterment of the people, run initially by the federal government to help people who are elderly, disabled, poor, etc. In a similar way, you have the Social Security Administration, which when it was put into place was fought by a lot of people, but over the years has come to represent something that is of vital importance to people in this country, and that is to provide some measure of security for whenever you retire. Okay? And people spend money through their taxes to support these programs. I support Medicare and I support Social Security through direct deductions from my paycheck, and I've done so ever since I fucking had a job. So I want the benefit of those services. It's my contention, folks, that what we're seeing here with the development of healthcare, especially in this fucking travesty that's passed by the House, is If the federal government can mandate that you enter into a contractual relationship with a private entity, that is one step removed from saying that now there's going to be no safety net for you from the federal government. In other words, Social Security and Medicare will be next to go. And they will want to abrogate their responsibility to seniors and everybody else who has paid into this system and who has every right to be dependent on it for some measure of fucking security in their life. This is where this is going, people, not towards a government control of everything, but towards mandating that you enter into contracts with private businesses in order to prop up the fucking corporations at your fucking expense. And so you do not have any safety net left. So, what is going to be next to fall? Medicare. Because they're going to mandate that people who are elderly, disabled, all those people who are on Medicare have to get coverage through a new system. And they're going to make a so-called public option, in other words, a Medicare-like thing, too expensive for people to have. So they'll have no choice but to get private insurance. Then, the next step, Social Security. You're going to be required to invest your fucking money into a greedy motherfucking bastard bank fuck financial institution who will take your fucking money and put it into some kind of godforsaken fucking investment scheme that they're going to siphon away and fuck you over on. And you will have absolutely nothing to say about it. That's where this is going, people, to remove every fucking shred of a safety net that has been provided to people in this country, only for the purpose of shoring up fucking private business. And it's all going to be mandated from the government. So for all of you who are worried about the government taking over everything, you really should think about this. It's not the government taking over everything. It's the government mandating that you fucking foot the bill to keep corporations in fucking business, while at the same time they fuck you and rape you. That's what it is. Thank you. Good night.